Do you remember a time before Google owned YouTube? What about before having a bajillion and a half email addresses and 1,000 different Google Plus pages, or however that works, and connecting them to YouTube, or having YouTube connect the Gmail addresses, and just the back and forth and the back and forth and the in and out and the up and down? Do you remember that? I'm going through this fiasco right now and trying to figure it out, so I decided to sit down and make this video, and that's what this is all about, the Google fiasco mess thing. Before we get started, Google, I love you. You're really great at most of what you do, so don't blacklist me because of this, please. Google's the best thing ever. With that out of the way, I think that we can all agree that Google Plus has largely been a failure, but maybe not. Please leave a comment below if you think it has somehow been successful. I would love to hear what you have to think about it. I'll admit, it's done some great things. It's added a really cool social aspect to search, the way you can directly be linked to articles you've written, kind of no matter where they are on the web, and they'll link back to your Google Plus profile. I kind of don't see how that does a ton of benefit because Google Plus is a ghost town. I mean, there's some users that get great interaction and millions of followers, but even for them, it seems like for every 100,000 followers, they maybe get 100 or so plus ones. For the rest of us, Google Plus is literally a ghost town. Figuratively, it's a ghost town. I bring this up because I've been having a bit of a Google Plus nightmare recently because seemingly every Google service is linked to a Gmail address, which I some way or another ended up getting a new Google Plus page for. And as my online presence evolved and my number of email addresses grew, I was still locked into old email addresses like the one on my YouTube channel. And I just want a new branded email address, not the one that reflects a failed company I started when I was 16. I have multiple Gmail addresses, multiple YouTube channels, at least 4 different Google Plus profiles, a Google Plus page, 2 different websites linked to different Google Plus pages. Both, however, have my full name attached to them. I can hardly remember which address goes to which Google Plus page. I also have my Google Calendar and my Google Drive, both on different email addresses, neither of which are my primary YouTube or Google Plus page email address. So I'm trying to make my YouTube channel have one email address, and that also be the one that's on my main Google Plus page. So I'm trying to sort of transfer ownership, but you have to kind of make somebody a contributor or a manager first, and they have to be a manager for more than one full day, and I just tried to make the change today, so I'm not sure if it's going to work, or even if I did it the right way. I'll let you guys know soon. And then once I transfer ownership, I want to delete the unused Google Plus pages because they're just cluttering things up. I want to keep the YouTube channels, however, and keep the other Gmail accounts, and hopefully retain whatever little Google ranking I might have, if that's even the way that works as far as my name and those Google Plus page goes. The Google Plus pages go, I should say. My hope is that I can connect my one single Google Plus page to the websites which I typically publish content to, so I can get Google's verified ownership thing, and also have that as my main email address, and that be the email address that is attached to my TutVid YouTube channel because it's my primary YouTube channel. I wish Google had some kind of consolidation tool that could just authenticate which accounts belong to me, and then be able to mash all those things together and clean up my mess. I want this YouTube channel, this Google Plus page, this drive, this calendar, blah, 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 hook them all together, because you have email addresses that are hooked to things like your YouTube channel, which has your favorites and your subscribers and your videos, and you're kind of stuck with that email address. So I'd love to be able to just consolidate easily. It seems like it's possible, but it's been a huge effort. So Google Plus, not only have you been a failure, but you've kind of made my life a complete pain in the neck as far as making these changes and getting the actual email address that I need in place. One email address for one Google Plus page with my one single calendar with my one Google Drive. Remember, my original email address that's currently on my YouTube channel is one that reflects a failed business that I tried to start when I was 16 years old when I first got Gmail, and I have not been able to change it. So that's my hope, is that I can change something like that. And it was never necessarily that directly tied even to my YouTube channel. I guess it always was kind of tied to it, of course, because it's your Gmail account. But I mean, remember, when I signed up for YouTube, Google didn't own YouTube either. So it really wasn't that direct connection. And then I had to pick an email address that was going to be associated with my YouTube account. And I believe that happened somewhere around the conception, well, not really the conception, but the birth of Google Plus. And that hooked me into this old email address, and the story goes on and on and on and on and on. And basically, changing that has been a nightmare. And I just realized going through all this stuff that I have these multiples upon multiples of Google Plus pages or profiles, and even a Google Plus page, like I said. And when somebody searches for my name, I want it to be clear. I don't want there to be 3 different Google Plus pages, one for, my photography email address, one for my tutorial email address, and one for, a personal email address or something like that. I want it to be just one. Why can't I connect multiple Gmail emails to one Google Plus page, right? I have one Facebook page. I don't have one for every email address that I have. I wish Google had some kind of tool like that. Maybe I'm completely missing the boat on something and I'm totally misunderstanding it, because certainly in retrospect, looking back at it, it seems like it would absolutely make sense to have a system like that set up. Maybe I'm way overthinking it. That's possible too. Question at issue. I want to leave you guys with a question. What was your first email address ever? Don't give me the domain or like the domain of the email address, like at Gmail or at Yahoo or at AOL or whatever. My first email address that I got, I think I was like 10 years old. This chubby little spunky baseball fan. It was Electric Fastball 89, I believe, or something like that. It was something very bizarre. First email address. What was your first email address? That's all for this one. Let me know what you guys think about Google Plus and the mess that it is. Do you have a Google Plus mess on your hands? And that's it for this one. See you guys in the next one. Take it easy.